What's up guys, welcome back to another monster video. So in today's video we're going to be doing a review on the monster Flamevalve from level 1 to 150 rank 5. You guys will see this monster in action and I'm going to show you guys basically everything you need to know about this monster. So I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure you smash like button, subscribe. Anyways, let's go and get started. Alrighty guys, so take a look at this. We have an 8,900 cells, basically almost 9,000, including the egg basically. So if you head over to the storage, we have Flamevalve right here, which I'm going to do a review right now. It actually reminds me a lot like that one monster. What's a Electric? Very similar to Electric. Very similar design. And then we have this monster and this, which I'm going to be doing a review on very soon. We've already done a Long Beak Silver, so that's just going to sit there for a while. But let me go ahead and place this one though. Now, as always, I do want to give a huge shout out to Social Point for basically sponsoring this video. They went ahead and provided everything you guys will be seeing in today's video. They went ahead and provided all of it. But also, there's going to be a QR code on the screen if you're playing on a computer. Go ahead and scan it. It'll take you straight into the game, or hit the top link down below. That will also do the same. But looks like we have, is that increased healing I just saw? So there is mechanical as your trait, so it gives immunity to time stop, baby reversion, and their mega baby reversion, nanovirus, and bleed. So 2 tortures and about almost 3 controls, or technically 1 control. It's just like combined into, if that makes sense. And then this one right here, it's double healing. It's not increased healing, it's double healing. And we have tough as one of the traits. Now, once you go ahead and max this monster out, I'm gonna go ahead and start feeding it up just to show you guys what the final form looks like. Look at the final form. You guys can see his mustache, his eyebrows. You can literally see a face in there. It's like a Burning Man. It's literally a Burning Man. If I had to name this monster, it would be Burning Man instead of Flamevalve. Like that would just fit him so much. But yeah, he's got a pretty big suit, like that's for sure. I wonder how big he actually is inside that suit, like his flame. Like, do you guys think he's actually taken up that whole like suit or not? You know what I mean? I mean, look, he's made out of fire, but what if his head's just big, but then the rest of the body's just really small? You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyways, in terms of stats, you get 64,528, 1.989 million life, and 33,136 speed. Speed could have been a little bit better, but looks like he's actually going to be some kind of attacker, it seems like. It's a moderate metal damage to all enemies, applies daze to all enemies, and gains 25% shield. I'm going to keep that right there on my 3rd slot. What else do we have? Heals by 50% and gains life regen. Oh, okay, he's going to heal himself a little bit. Moderate fade damage to all enemies, gains double healing. So we have another AoE skill. Gains damage protection. Okay, so 50% damage protection, basically helping you against damage, incoming damage. And then torture immunity. I mean, you can, if you want, heal himself by 25%. Low metal damage, and then this one. Honestly, personally, I wouldn't... Here's the thing. I don't know why he has so many like self-sustaining skills. I mean, I get it. Some monsters do. But he's not a tank. He doesn't really need that. So if you want, you can carry a skill set like this. Or if you want to switch anything out, I would switch out maybe Phoenix's Circuit with like a moderate fire damage. This one right here, which is spammable as long as you have the stamina. Plus, this thing costs a lot of stamina and there's a high cooldown. So if you don't want to run it, you can switch it out. But it's really up to you if whether or not you actually want to run this or not. But these other 3, you can run it. Personally, I'd probably run this monster as an attacker, like 2 strength, 1 speed. But another thing you could do is maybe run like a rainbow setup. A rainbow setup would work for this monster. So some of you guys aren't probably familiar with that, but it would be 1 life and 1 speed and 1 strength. All right, now in terms of the relics, I'm not really the biggest fan of the relics, honestly. I feel like it could have been better, but you can still make it work. You could do like an honor dozer armor, gives you stamina, plus it kicks back damage. And then in the second one, you have a lot of options, really. You could also do ancestral ones if you want. Like, there's a lot of options you can mess around with. You could literally do double the honor dozer if you want. Or you can get a low defensive, you know, do like a Rucha or like a Vada Meltzer's armor to, you know, deal extra damage. And plus, it comes with burning. So technically, the enemy's going to have 2 types of tortures plus the healing you're going to be receiving. Now, here's the thing. You can pair it up with like Honen for like, you know, extra damage to boost up your damage. And then you could have your tank on the side. So you can either run, you know, what is it, Boktorok, either that one. You have a couple of options as your tank. You could probably do a Dale, if anything, but here's what we're looking at: 74 to 72. You do want to make it a little bit faster in between so that he's taking the first turn and then right after you have the turn. Now you could still buff it up. Actually, it's not artifact trait, it's mechanical. So 2 different things, obviously 2 different types of traits, but as you guys can see, we are actually boosting up the damage quite a lot. So let's take a look to see what we got here. We've got triple damage. We also have double damage. There's a water hater, which we don't really need. None of these guys are actually water elements, but those damage boosts actually do help out a lot. Unfortunately, the fire attacks are, you know, One of them we have is AoE skill. You could run the other one. I'm pretty sure that other one was a fire element, if I'm not mistaken, the 0 cooldown that I mentioned. You can switch out with Phoenix Circuit. Phoenix Circuit, you don't really want to use it right now. It's not necessary. You do have these ones. Now, his most powerful is 55%, which is pressure vent. You can actually use that and see how much damage you're going to deal. We just dealt 2.66 million. And keep in mind, this monster has 2 strength runes, okay? I'm not even doing like a rainbow setup. You could do rainbow setup if you want, but it's not really necessary. We're going to do this AoE skill right here. It gives us 25% life shield as well, which is kind of cool. So next or later on when the enemy tries to attack, you know, it won't really hit us, I guess. It won't really deal too much damage. Also, I guess another thing we could do is we could get rid of the tank, which makes sense because this monster, he's not really supposed to be a tank, but he's supposed to be like a self-sustaining attacker. You know what I mean? So if he does end up getting hurt, which I do want to showcase, we could go ahead and use, you know, Phoenix Circuit, because right now it's pointless if we use it. Look at this. We heal what? Nothing. And there's life regen for what? Nothing. So it just doesn't make sense. Honestly, this is actually not bad of a setup right here. You could run something like this. This is actually pretty good as a duo. So there's, let's say anticipation, right? There is anticipation. So we go ahead and disable that anticipation, get rid of it just like that. We go ahead and disable it fully. There is like a random torture that gets applied. You could do toxins with possession, or you could do an AoE trade disable, whichever one you want to play with. I might actually do the possession with toxins because why not? I mean, that's pretty fun. Look at that. That is like pretty messed up. If somebody did that to me, I'd be upset about that because that is some crazy stuff. I'm just going to do the damage boost once because we don't really need too much damage boost. But look at this damage now. So we're going to deal the damage plus we gain the shield, which is pretty cool. So just like that, we eliminate them. Now, I actually do want this monster to attack me here. Of course, you did unlimited volts. I'm pretty sure this Dark Flash doesn't really attack forever. 20,000 volts. Okay, that's an extra turn skill. I'm surprised he actually triggered it because there was anticipation. Usually, I remember with the old AI, they don't usually do that unless they ended up changing it or they just made it where it's kind of random. Oh, look, he went ahead and triggered it again for the second time. That's actually hilarious. And then there he is. He actually charged up the final turn. Now, the thing is, that healing skill that he has, the Burning Man, unfortunately, it's not for whoever you want to give it to. So, for example, that monster needs it right now. I can't really give it to him. So I'm forced to either attack, which, you know, most of the time you will. So go ahead and attack him just like that. And there's not like a sword that kicks in to deal some extra damage to, you know, do like a final blow right there. Because keep in mind, he actually has he's got, you know, the, what you might call it, the double armor, which, you know, again, I'm not really the biggest fan of, but it is what it is. But it is one of the newest monsters, and it is 1446 right there in the monstergram, guys. The ultimate ignition guard. Let's see what that does. Oh, it's a bunch of minions and it just explode. It removes positive side effects from everybody, disables traits on everybody, applies burn and ignite. Are you kidding me, man? Come on, at least deal some damage. Oh man, you know what? They could have actually at least given him like a taunt or mecha taunt. That would have actually helped out a bit. Because he has a bunch of self-sustaining attacks, but like again, he doesn't really need it. I mean, most of the time your allies will do the job for you. That's why you pair it up with other monsters. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this monster, and that's going to be pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next one. Peace out.